Open your eyes.
Let's go.
From the ruins of great Zimbabwe!
Super 11 Asia Cup 2023. Live Star Sports Network और Disney Plus Hotstar पर।
Good start, good channel. Now obviously Sri Lanka looking good on top. 5 years back, Bangladesh had the better of Sri Lanka. Important game this in the Asia Cup. Bangladesh beat Sri Lanka by 137 runs. Slightly different looking Shakib, still taking wickets. Bangladesh got 261 in that game. And Sri Lanka fell well short. This is the match that we were talking about, played in Dubai. Look at Mushfiqur Rahim.
Terrific. Mushfiqur Rahim could not replicate that in the middle today, but with the bowlers, they'll be hoping Faiz, Miraj, Mashrafi Murtaza is not there. These two, particularly Tashkin Ahmed, brought in to break this partnership, which is looking very threatening.
Very impressive start to this spell. You saw him struggle a bit on the boundary. Not easy for a big fast bowler like him after a break to come in and just unwind and give your best.
A big batter like Matthew Hayden.
I thought he was good in his first spell. He had that probably period of maybe 3 balls where he got a boundary down the ground, got a fine hit for fine leg, just kind of got distracted, and I suppose that's the sign of an emerging fast bowler. Just that concentration has to be there. Sure, he'll be working with his coaches around that. The main game when you go to the movies is the movie, not the popcorn.
Some people might go there for the popcorn. If it's free, you do.
Sanj and I both got our hands up.
Any day food over movies. I in fact prefer the caramelized, the sugary version in the UK. Oh dear.
Yeah, well, I'm simply salt. But yeah, just that distraction in and around the fast bowler. And otherwise he was excellent. Oh, the menacing line and length, and had a good bumper. Simple stuff, quality.
Quickly, Shamim, I'd like to get you involved in this. The last ball left of the over. One of the things that pleasantly surprised me and I noticed is the big strapping fast bowlers that Bangladesh have in this playing 11. There was a time when Bangladesh came into world cricket and you had people like, Rubel Hussain was quick but short. And there were many before him. Guys who tried to bowl quick but just didn't have the advantage of physique.
Physique, definitely, with 6 foot something for Taskin and Shariful, the tall guy. We'll come back to that after we finish this over, the 21st. He's pulled that. He's found the field. The 50 partnership comes up with that single, and that finishes the 21st over. 93 for 3.
बीमारी हुई तो पता लगा कि हॉस्पिटल का बिल ऑफिस के हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस से कई गुना ज्यादा है। काश मैंने हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस लिया होता। पॉलिसी बाजार पर 1 करोड़ का हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस सिर्फ 390 रुपए महीने से शुरू।
अरे भाई मैच गर्म है, पर तुम ठंड रखो। स्प्राइट उठाओ और क्रिकेट देखते जाओ।
वर्ल्ड कप इंडिया जीतेगा या कोई और?
क्या लगता है कौन जीतेगा? थम्स अप स्कैन करो, वोट करो, कोड एंटर करो और पाओ मौका वर्ल्ड कप टिकट्स जीतने का।
अरे भाई मैच गर्म है, पर तुम ठंड रखो, स्प्राइट उठाओ और क्रिकेट देखते जाओ।
राशि की स्कूल फीस, घर का किराया, कितनी जिम्मेदारियां हैं सर पे। तुम तो टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस लिए बिना ही चलेगा।
पॉलिसी बाजार में 1 करोड़ का टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस सिर्फ 430 रुपए महीने से शुरू।
England for treatment, and the crop of the tree we see on view are definitely far cry from the days that Sanjay is mentioning, when we really use them just to open things up and then get the spin bowlers in. It's like maybe India some time back, and they've changed things around.
We tend to forget the good work done by players in the 70s, 80s for India to become the team that is the one that we see in 2023, the team that went on to win the World Cup. And you're right, there was a time in the 70s where people like Sunil Gavaskar would bowl with the new ball, and then the spinners would be unleashed on the opposition. But now you can see definite change in the way Bangladesh is thinking about their fast bowlers. They're getting serious about it. Two tall, strapping guys hitting the deck. Shot, that really good shot. We haven't seen too many sixes. This is a larger ground than most. And sorry to bring the Indian angle in, Kuldeep Yadav would be delighted with the size of the boundaries here.
Yeah, that's a good shot. It's a pretty high percentage shot as well for a sweep shot that's looking to go the distance. There's less risk the squarer that it goes. If you're actually trying to play up towards cow corner, then the risk becomes quite obvious. Get the top edges into play. When you're looking to go square, that's in the batter's favour. So I just want to pick up quickly that point. So with Courtney Walsh and AD being now as bowling coaches, is that the scouts that are actually delivering that talent crop to them, or are they seeking out the taller type fast bowlers?
Not necessarily the taller ones. It's the scouts have been around. They're looking at, they've had some pace bowling searches, pace hunts as they call them, and it has paid off. And you know what it does? It is a double beneficial effect. One is that you may not have the pitches in Bangladesh conducive for the pace bowlers, but once they go abroad, and the problem they used to have in the past, that's reduced, because you're used to having these pace bowlers will have to come back to that again. 22 done, the 100 has come up for 3 wickets.
उड़ाने का प्लान है?
हाँ, तुम्हारे होश
बोलेरो नियो के साथ होश तो उड़ेंगे ही। 260 mm टॉर्क और मशहूर M-Hawk 100 इंजन के साथ बोलेरो नियो।
Make our country proud. पाकिस्तान में घुसकर के औकात दिखाई देते हैं।
अगर हिंदुस्तान की हैसियत है तो दिखाओ।
पाकिस्तान में घुस के टेररिस्ट लोगों को टोकने का इससे सुपर चांस मिलेगा। आ गई मैं फटाफट।
बाप आखिर बाप ही होता है। जय हिंद।
With that discussion as we see Thaskin now coming in for the next over. Two beneficial effects. The wickets are now a little more conducive. They're greener tops deliberately being produced in Bangladesh to help the cause of the pace bowlers once they go abroad. And also the batters getting an opportunity to hone their skills against top-class pace bowlers. So it makes them go overseas, which has been a problem over the years for Bangladesh. So that has been negated quite a lot by the advent of this bunch of pace bowlers.
Tall 6-footers or 6'4", 6'5", people like Malcolm Marshall. I mean, last year when India, or the year before that, when India was winning matches abroad with a quality pace attack, none of them was 6 feet or over. You had people like Mohammad Shami, Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Siraj is tall enough but not too tall. You've got Prasidh Krishna, he's not Ishant Sharma. So yeah, it's not that you've got to be tall to be a great bowler, but there is a certain advantage, like in basketball, to be tall as a fast bowler. It's a high release point. It's just a natural advantage that you get.
You have to also acknowledge that in the subcontinental conditions, spin rules. And you can never forget that fact. I mean, as an Aussie coming to these conditions, the fast bowlers.
That's why they've got Rangana Herath alongside Alan Donald.
Yeah, what a bowler he was in all formats of the game. Took over from Murali. But yeah, they were difficult conditions. But what we have seen in international cricket, which has been a fascinating journey across the spectrum of the different codes, but also the different countries, is just how each country has adapted to playing away from home. Someone like the captain of Bangladesh, for example, his average away from home is better actually than what it is at home in one-day cricket, which is quite a staggering stat. It's a stat that impresses me because it means that you have to really persevere with your game and have the flexibility to learn your game as well.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant shot. So much time. Sadira waiting for the ball to arrive. It's been fantastic tonight. Coming close to a 50 now.
It's been so very impressive. There's the length, there's the opportunity to just wait that split second before you swivel around and get a lot of the bat on it. You must have enjoyed that. Playing forward of square. So this is what Haydos was.
Moves on to 49. Sadira, good innings this.
I actually quite enjoyed that response from Tuscan Ahmed there as well. He got pulled in front of square.
जगह मिली थी ऑफ स्टंप के बाहर. जो इनिशियल मूवमेंट है वो फ्रंट फुट का ही है, पर वहीं से अच्छा शॉट लगाया. यहाँ पर स्क्वायर कट किया कृष्णकांत पाठक ने.
Lanka as well. 8 off at 108 for 3.
उड़ाने का प्लान है?
हाँ, तुम्हारे होश बोलेरो नियो के साथ.
वर्ल्ड कप इंडिया जीतेगा या कोई और?
क्या लगता है कौन जीतेगा? तुम सब स्कैन करो, वोट करो, कोड एंटर करो और पाओ मौका वर्ल्ड कप टिकट्स जीतने का.
अरे भाई मैच गर्म है पर तुम ठंड रखो. स्प्राइट उठाओ और क्रिकेट देखते जाओ.
बीमारी हुई तो पता.
It's been a delight to watch. They've steadied the rocking boat and they are on the ascendancy.
Oh dear, almost getting an outside edge there. He's furious with himself. He's got 350s in his one-day career. Here's an opportunity, an easy one to get his fourth. Pace taken off slightly, not too much. That's not one of his risky slower balls. A good time against pace of Tuscan 17 of 12 balls. Yep, punched away into the deep. Crowd seen that. Gets to his 50s, fourth. Has been a good knock. Plain and simple, very good, very purposeful. Looking for runs from ball number 1. Well done, Sadira Samaravikrama.
Yeah, very nice. As you mentioned, Sanjay, just well constructed. Went about his play with great purpose. a good energy right from the start. Pretty strong strike rate as well. It's been ticking in and around that sort of 80, 90, 100 pretty much the whole innings. Exactly the sort of mindset that the also what was interesting is he wasn't happy with his under 50 score. Got a little close. He wanted to punch it through the cover point region, but he was angry with himself. He got back on the horse quickly with the next delivery, a little wider, punish it through cover point. So you need that hunger as a player as well.
And he's flourished in the company of the left-hander Sri Lanka. He's got a fantastic one-day record. Charita Sri Lanka, still early days, but average of 41, strike rate in the 90s. Bats at number 5. Difficult position. 50 overs cricket, you want to be at number 1, 2 and 3. Not so much in test cricket, but certainly 50 overs. But number 5, got to just be like a chameleon, isn't it? Adapt to the situation, wickets fall, you've got to show your defensive side, need runs quickly, show the big game.
I think you need to be an excellent player of spin as well at that stage. So that chameleon role is an important one, 100%. Good cover driver. Good flicks off the legs as well, and loves a pull shot. Look at that, that's a delightful stroke that. Waits back on the ball. Always though keeps his momentum and his head forward, a little pressed. You can't play in front of square off a quick unless you're pressing into the ball. Excellent, both sides of the wicket. If I had one criticism, it would be that he needs to play a little straighter as well. Down in the V. Again, brilliant, 4 more. Loves that shot. Sweats on length and gets it.
Sri Lankan supporters feel that they've got to see the target. This kind of short delivery, maybe it was a touch higher than he anticipated initially, but the way he rolled his wrist on that and played it into the ground was terrific.
Gone are those days when batters would go onto the back foot to play the pull shot. It's all off the front foot, especially in this format and T20s. Maybe Test cricket, you see batters use space behind the crease. 114 for 3 Sri Lanka.
बीमारी हुई तो पता लगा कि हॉस्पिटल का
वर्ल्ड कप इंडिया जीतेगा या कोई और?
क्या लगता है कौन जीतेगा? थम्स अप स्कैन करो।
अरे भाई मैच गर्म है, पर तुम ठंड रखो, स्प्राइट उठाओ और क्रिकेट देखते जाओ।
राशि की स्कूल फीस, इतनी जिम्मेदारियां हैं सर पे। तुम तो टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस लिए बिना ही चलेगा।
पॉलिसी बाजार में 1 करोड़ का टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस सिर्फ 430 रुपए महीने से शुरू।
Cat will be amongst the pigeons. It's a funny old game, as we keep on saying. The Bangladesh should not give up hard. I know it's a situation where they're really backs to the wall, but that's when you and that's where you could show some resilience, put up some fight. You just can't afford to give up fighting, and this is a man who never does. He will always be at it. Shakib Al Hasan will be hoping that he can fox the batters and get a wicket, give Bangladesh some hope to come back into this game.
So it seems like Sri Lanka might win this. Which is the next game, guys? Day after?
Yeah, that's a pretty big game, isn't it, Sanjay? Oh, wow. Look at this one. Group A, super special, that one. Pakistan and India going head-to-head in another battle, in another great tournament. Both sides in form. Pakistan already got a win under their belt. They'll have the confidence.
And how many times have India-Pakistan featured in an Asia Cup final? Quiz question for you guys. There you go. 2nd September. Pakistan with one win against Nepal. Saw the class of Babar Azam, Iftikhar as well. The seam bowlers also put on a great show. Indians very keen to come improve their worth as well. Rohit Sharma was delighted that he had a 1-week camp in Bangalore. He said it's the first time we'll be able to get time to work on our skills and other things rather than just going and trying to win games. So he's pretty charged up. Is that pad first? That's the claim from the keeper.
That's the ball. Shakib bowls so very well. The arm ball, so it deceives the batter. They think it's going to turn away. It keeps on holding its line. Bowls a little round armish action. There's enough revs on the ball, but what it does is cramp you for space and creep through that gap. Good over. Tight over. 25 done. 114 for 3.
उड़ाने का प्लान है?
हाँ, तुम्हारे होश बोलेरो नियो के साथ होश तो उड़ेंगे ही। 260 nm टॉर्क और मशहूर एनहॉक 100 इंजन के साथ बोलेरो नियो।
An adventure with me. I'm buying these decommissioned government vehicles, and I wanted to reimagine, repurpose, and renovate these vehicles for communities and help kids in need.
It's a challenge. I think that's what makes it more exciting.
We're going to change this truck into a water filtration truck.
What you're doing for this region is really spectacular.
Here we go, baby!
Thank you so much for making me part of it. नए रिलेशन बनाने के लिए पुराने तोड़ने पड़ते हैं, वो चाहे दोस्त हो या मुल्क।
This partnership now of 71 from 97 has settled Sri Lanka. Bangladesh still need wickets. It's been a really good partnership here from Patan.
Absolutely. It came at the right time. 71 runs, 98 balls. When the bowlers were bowling really tight lines, they were looking like they're going to take wicket every over. And this is when you need, he's asking for 2. He will not get it. Sri Lanka, the kind of strength he provides to the Sri Lanka batting lineup, especially the way he faces spin, plays that sweep shot really well, rotates the strike well. He's been an excellent player for some time now for Sri Lanka.
Yeah, you're spot on. Those sweep shots when spinners were just putting him under pressure. A boundary early on in the over.
And this is what the Bangladeshi batters lacked. You know, that intent to play like a sweep shot or rotating the strike regularly. Sri Lanka and Sadira showed how to bat on these kind of pitches, where there's a little bit of grip for the spinners. There still is.
Well, they just struggled to rotate strike and got themselves under pressure and then thought we need a big shot here and then got out. No use of any feet where they weren't coming down, they weren't sweeping. So when you look at the comparisons at the moment, 101 for 4, that's all Bangladesh were at this stage, so they were still okay. They just needed a partnership, someone to grab the game by the scruff of its neck. Of the over, 1 run comes from it, 26 gone, 115 for 3.
बीमारी हुई तो पता लगा कि हॉस्पिटल का बिल ऑफिस के हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस से कई गुना ज्यादा
वर्ल्ड कप टिकट्स जीतने का।
Couple of wickets now. Back in it. At the moment, Sri Lanka shouldn't lose this game. 50 from 143. Still got to work at it. Still got to keep trying to build a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. They are in total control. Funny things have happened in cricket.
Nice looking shot. Should just be one. It is one. But a fan post question for you. Can Sri Lanka defend their crown? 67% say no. 33 yes. Someone's just joined us who probably would disagree with 67%. Marvin Atapatu. Surely too far down. Surely too far down. Can they defend it?
Well, they have the ammunition to defend it. It's about how well they apply themselves on the day.
I think they're going to miss Hasranga big time, especially on the business end of the Asia Cup. Guys like Madhu Shankar, Lahiru Kumara with the extra pace, Chamira. Those bowlers going to be big miss. And big one is Hasranga.
There's that lack of spin again. Just skids on with the arm. End of another over. 2 runs from it. 27 done. 117 for 3.
उड़ाने का प्लान है?
हाँ, तुम्हारे होश बोलेरो नियो के साथ होश तो उड़ेंगे ही। 260 mm टॉर्क और मशहूर एनहॉक 100 इंजन के साथ बोलेरो नियो।
आईसीसी क्रिकेट वर्ल्ड कप आ रहा है इंडिया में।
दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी राइवलरी है ये, इंडिया और पाकिस्तान।
एक ही वर्ल्ड कप में 5वां शतक रोहित शर्मा।
Being able to rotate strike and get an early boundary here and there.
Feel something coming here, lads.
You playing your normal game. It's about adjusting and adapting to what the team wants. Of course, you got to score as an individual to be able to be in the team. That's a different story. But the time demands, the moment demands for you to sort of put up a
The batters have found tough to get going in this pitch. First the Bangladeshi, and now not a single six has been hit during the whole match, not only in just one inning. The pitch has definitely made the batters work hard. Little grip, spinners there is help, for fast bowlers there is help. We saw how Taskin bowled really well. Athirana bowl outstandingly well with those variation, with that extra pace. There's a bouncer. If you bowl, there's some nice carry into it as well.
On a wicket like this, you need character. You need to show character. You need to show application to be able to come trumps. That's exactly what Sri Lanka is now showing, and in their bowling the middle overs too.
Marwan, is it a typical candy pitch? Because I played here many years ago, around 11 years ago. Wasn't this kind of pitch? Was good to bat on.
Well, I reckon the second innings has always been, as I always said, right throughout. It is better than better for batting than the first half. I think it lived up to that. You rather bat now than in the morning session.
Nice little dab sweep. Trying to push for two. Yeah, really good running. Really good from both Sadira and Sri Lanka. End of the 28th, 121 for 3.
राशि की स्कूल फीस, घर का किराया, कितनी जिम्मेदारियां हैं सर पे।
कौन जीतेगा? थम्स अप स्कैन करो, वोट करो, कोड एंटर करो और पाओ मौका वर्ल्ड कप टिकट्स जीतने का।
Just wondering whether Shaki just try and build a bit of pressure, bring somebody up into the circle, make the batter hit down the ground or something, or play across. So could he bring up whether Shaki long on? Could he bring up deep mid wicket? Could he, just to try and build some pressure?
I reckon he can easily bring on the mid on up to the circle, have the mid wicket towards square leg, and have the mid wicket field in between square leg and mid on.
I think you've just got to try something, haven't you, Irfan? Something at this stage as a fielding side.
Absolutely, otherwise the game will go on. And Sri Lanka will get this 44 runs pretty easily. Just wickets. Wickets is what can get Bangladeshi in the game. He's trying with his variation, with his bowling, but in terms of fielding changes, not a bad feel at all, what Marwan said. That country, that deep mid wicket, let him go over the top of over mid on and mid off.
I quite agree. I mean, he's now trying to sort of wait until the batsmen do a mistake, which in real sense, I don't think Sri Lanka will take any risk, knowing this is the 8th over of Shaki.
Yeah, he's happy just to see it out at the moment. 5 dot deliveries. He doesn't mind if Shakib bowls a maiden here. So ahead of the game at the moment. Don't have to take any risks. A little bit quicker, flatter, and a maiden for Shakib. 29 done, 121 for 3.
उड़ेंगे
हमारे जैसे ही लोग थे, पूरी की पूरी 3 जनरेशन साफ हो गई एक साथ। हाथ और आंखों पे पट्टी बांध के कौन सुसाइड करता है?
जितना छुपाओगे उतना नुकसान होगा।
जिस लड़की से 1 हफ्ते पहले सगाई हुई थी, शी इज नो मोर। आपको क्या लगता है मैं मर्डर हूँ?
इस भाई का मणिपाल के गैंग वालों के साथ कुछ सॉलिड कनेक्शन दिख रहा है।
अंधविश्वास या जादू टोने का चक्कर भी तो हो सकता है। कुछ तो है जो छूट रहा है।
हॉटस्टार स्पेशल्स प्रेजेंट्स आखिरी सच 25 अगस्त से।
एडिशनल जज राजीव सेन गुप्ता को गिरफ्तार किया जा रहा है।
मुझे एक और मौका दोगे तो भरोसा कभी नहीं तोड़ूंगा।
अब मैं सिर्फ सबूत पर भरोसा करती हूँ, लोगों पर नहीं।
Stumped. They wanted a wicket. They have a wicket. Sadira just runs past it, and in the end, Mushfiq takes that and gets a stumping.
44 runs required. Can they make a comeback, these Bangladeshi? Certainly, they broke the partnership, which was looking very dangerous at Yasan. Oh, the ball went away from him. Played for an off spinner. Took some time, Mustafa Rahim, to get that stumping going, but beautiful delivery. And then the stumping. Sadira got out of 54. Played brilliantly. This partnership nearly took the game away from Bangladesh. 121 for 4.
इतने साल हो गए तुम्हारे शादी को, कभी दो मीठे बोल प्यार के, कभी बाहर घुमाने ले गए?
जिसे मुझसे प्यार ही नहीं, उसे प्यार करने का दर्द। आप नहीं समझोगे बाबा।
मैं कमांडो हूँ। जिस दिन फोर्स ज्वाइन किया था उसी दिन डेथ वारंट साइन कर लिया था। हिंदुस्तान की हैसियत की बात है सर। पाकिस्तान में घुसकर उनको उनकी औकात दिखाई देते हैं।
Hotstar Specials presents Commando.
Nothing can prepare.
Straight away.
That's a good ball, very good ball. He did everything right other than sort of going inside out at the last moment, probably. Be very critical.
There's that delivery again, and I'm just thinking why could you not bring up deep point, not allow not going to play a big shot first up at you. If he does, good luck.
Certainly is missing a trick or two. Put the pressure on the new batter. One more wicket here. I think you get the captain in and then you're into the tail basically after he has won matches for Sri Lanka.
Just that gap. I just don't like that gap at backward point here. It's Taskin Ahmed is at deep point. Bring him up. Bring him up. Don't allow little singles here.
तुम तो टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस लिए बिना ही चलेगा।
पॉलिसी बाजार पे 1 करोड़ का टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस सिर्फ 430 रुपए महीने से शुरू।
একটু নেট সমস্যার কারণে বাফারিং করছেন, আপনারা দয়া করে চ্যানেলটি সবাই সাবস্ক্রাইব করবেন।
वर्ल्ड कप इंडिया जीतेगा या कोई और?
क्या लगता है कौन जीतेगा? थम्स अप स्कैन करो, वोट करो, कोड एंटर करो और पाओ मौका वर्ल्ड कप टिकट्स जीतने का।
Ahead, Sri Lanka. There's that sweep. And he's back. He slips. There's a little bit of dew around. And they'll pick up 2.
After this only, the comparison you talked about, Dominic. Deekshana came in, got the breakthrough. Pathirana came in, got back-to-back wickets as well. Who's going to do that?
And he's just cleared up. Couple of runs.
What Sri Lanka doesn't want at this stage is everything right, put up a big partnership with Samara Wickrama. Lost Samara Wickrama, now cannot take too many risks, at least till Dhananjaya. Get on to his strike.
Yeah, it's too easy that. in some ways. He wants to sweep and sweep. But slightly older, maybe gripping a little bit more.
Well, if at all, I would have thought it skids through more. Less turn, but not to be. They are purchasing more spin.
Bowled full. Bangladesh are back in this, I can tell you right now. It's a big wicket for Shakib, and De Silva has to go.
Unfortunately, this is not good cricket by Sri Lankan. Dhananjay De Silva, one of their senior members, knowing it's the penultimate over from Shakib, playing a shot like that is not good enough. Sorry to say, it's not good enough. That is not taking responsibility, finishing off games. You are one of the best batters Sri Lanka has. You got to be more responsible. Dhananjay De Silva goes for 2.
महीने लगेंगे।
इतना वक्त तो नहीं है।
जब तू खुद है अपने साथ में तो सब है तेरे हाथ में।
This is a ticking time bomb. And it was you who lit the match.
Experience the 6-episode event that's a game-changing spy thriller.
I'm the last person standing between them and what they really want. All right, Guardian. Are you ready?
Okay, here we go.
I'm putting together the greatest team ever.
Let's give the galaxy one more show. Let's do this!
नए रिलेशन बनाने के लिए पुराने तोड़ने पड़ते हैं। कुछ
11 दरवाजे,
अगर रूम्स की विंडोज को जोड़े तो वो भी 11
और 11 डेड बॉडीज। 11 की गुत्थी सॉल्व करनी पड़ेगी।
Glory days, at least for me. I cherish them, yes. I remember all that. Had a good team, luckily. Very good team. Likes of Sanat and Gakaras and all those guys.
Remember that game, but don't want you to remember.
Well, I was going to say, India got to 228 for 9. Sorry, Sri Lanka were 228 for 9, and you defended that. 203 for 9 is where India got to. Must have bowled well, it was in Colombo.
Well, 225 is a winning score at Premadasa. Those days, at least.
This is cricket, Alex!
Yeah, remember we were in the game for some time. But we also knew that, scoring 200 plus in that pitch, which had a bit of help for the fast bowlers as well as the spinners. Little slowish side. We knew that we had to bat really well. We had to start really well, which we didn't.
in the air. It's a beautiful shot, a really good shot. Shakib had brought long off up into the circle. This is a class shot.
It is. Played with the spin. Wait for it. You know, no feel there. No actual risk. And timed it to perfection. Good shot. Fantastic shot. Going through the line of the ball. Long off. Almost got a 6 for it.
You talk about that pitch in Colombo. My last game internationally was in Colombo against India in a Champions Trophy. We got 260. So if you thought 228 was good, we thought we'd won the game. Unfortunately, there was someone called Ganguly and Sehwag, and you won it. India won it in 30 overs. Thank you very much. My last game. 32 overs done, 132 for 5.
उड़ाने का प्लान है?
हाँ, तुम्हारे होश बोलेरो नियो के साथ होश तो उड़ेंगे ही। 260 nm टॉर्क और मशहूर एनहॉक 100 इंजन के साथ बोलेरो नियो।
वर्ल्ड कप इंडिया जीतेगा या कोई और?
क्या लगता है कौन जीतेगा? तुम सब स्कैन करो, वोट करो, कोड एंटर करो और पाओ मौका वर्ल्ड कप टिकट्स जीतने का।
That was that game there, right there, that Colombo game. Talk about defending that. There must have been some good bowling. Because as you said, Irfan, you were still in the game. Tendulkar's 74.
Yeah, and when we thought we bowl Sri Lanka out for 328, I think as a bowling unit we were pretty happy. We had a wonderful bowling lineup, but right now, Dashun Shanaka, last 5 innings, he just scored 12 runs. Just 12 runs. Not in form at all.
And just to finish off that story about my last game in Colombo, Nasser Hussain with 19 overs to go said, would you fancy a bowl? Then India needed 4 to win. I said, of course I'll have a bowl. I think the ball is still going out of Colombo right now, and 20 odd years later.
What did he say after the game?
He said, thanks a lot, great career, Dominic. That was Nasser Hussain, my captain. And I know he's listening. You did say it. I never played again. That was it.
At least he stick to his words.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think I got in a couple of squads, but never played.
Well, I have a memorable story to say about that game. When Baji walked in with long sleeves, Sangha from behind said, you look very smart. No, sorry, he walked in short sleeves to bat. He normally goes in long sleeves. He said, you look very smart in short sleeves. And Sangha got fined 25% of his match fees for saying it.
He's saying he just dressed smartly. Wow. Was it exactly like that? Great stories, great memories. End of another good over. Just 2 runs from it. 33 overs done, 134 for 5.
बीमारी हुई तो पता लगा कि हॉस्पिटल का बिल ऑफिस के हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस से कई गुना ज्यादा है। काश मैंने हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस लिया होता। पॉलिसी बाजार पर 1 करोड़ का हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस सिर्फ 390 रुपए महीने से शुरू।
अरे भाई मैच गर्म है, पर तुम ठंड रखो। स्प्राइट उठाओ और क्रिकेट देखते जाओ।
Game in Asia Cup 2023. Trying to defend their title. We saw Pakistan win comprehensively last night against Nepal in Multan. In Multan.
Good track, good track.
And there's more cricket coming your way. Some big games.
Ball, lovely, lovely, lovely.
It doesn't get any bigger than this. Super 11 Asia Cup, Group A. Pakistan versus India. And it's coming your way on the 2nd of September. Match 3.
No run, no run.
Cannot wait for that, Irfan. I just think there's so much to be played in these two teams.
So many subplots, Dominic. How India going to tackle Shaheen Afridi's new ball bowling? What kind of batting order will be coming down? That's a fantastic shot. Good fielding as well, but still get two.
Even who's going to stop Babar as well, the way that he's just got his 19th one-day international century. He's only one behind Saeed Anwar.
Absolutely. Iftikhar got brilliant 100 as well. So now that batting lineup becomes even more stronger. But because before it was all about Rizwan and Babar Azam. Now Iftikhar getting 100, even though it's against Nepal. But you still get that confidence going when you score 100. Looking more dangerous side than ever.
Final 11 for India. Who it will be? Does Bumrah play? Does he get in your side? Is he fit enough?
100% he should be. He's a main bowler. He just needs to just be fit in this Asia Cup as well as the World Cup.
Most titles, and India with 7, Sri Lanka with 6, Pakistan with 2. That is both at one-day internationals and T20s. Yeah, but you're right. There's so many head-to-head subplots, teams, decisions to make. Cannot wait. Dot ball to finish then. 34 overs done, 138 for 5.
उड़ाने का प्लान है?
हाँ, तुम्हारे होश बोलेरो नियो के साथ होश तो उड़ेंगे ही. 260mm टॉर्क और मशहूर एनहॉक 100 इंजन के साथ बोलेरो नियो.
वर्ल्ड कप इंडिया जीतेगा या कोई और?
क्या लगता है कौन जीतेगा? थम्स अप स्कैन करो, वोट करो, कोड एंटर करो और पाओ मौका वर्ल्ड कप टिकट्स जीतने का.
अरे भाई मैच गर्म है पर तुम ठंड रखो. स्प्राइट उठाओ और क्रिकेट देखते जाओ.
राशि की स्कूल फीस, घर का किराया, कितनी जिम्मेदारियां हैं सर पे. तुम तो टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस लिए बिना ही चले गए.
पॉलिसी बाजार में 1 करोड़ का टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस सिर्फ 430 रुपए महीने से.
Target 165. Haven't got long to go. 138 for 5 now. The 35th over. Couple of wickets. Pegging back the Sri Lankans. Bangladesh desperate search for more. You never know. Another couple of wickets in quick time. That will be amongst the pigeons. Funny old game, Hedas.
Yep, indeed. It'll be a collapse of monumental proportions, though, one would think. But we've seen it all in the game. If you live long enough, see all sorts of challenges. It's been difficult batting. For no particular reason for mine, it's usually a pass score of 280, 290. But it's seeming like today has been a real canter at best. Even the players that have been in some touch have found it quite difficult. The strike rates have never really exceeded over 100, which you'd expect in the ODI format. They've been hovering around mid-60s, mid-70s. Just the one real partnership to think of there. And that's Sri Lanka. Brilliant.
Before the ball went across, he did hold it in, young Tamim, but I'm sure the umpires want to have another look at that. But Anzi, the newcomer Devitan scoring down, doing well, a lot of commitment shown. He's done exceedingly well there.
Well, he's certainly eaten the Toblerone, hasn't he? Face planted into the sponsors. He's done a great job. Saved himself a certain couple of runs there. Nice. That's the sort of desperation that Bangladesh are going to remain in this tournament. We'll need to show.
That's a crucial point. You know, even if they go on to lose this, they've got to take the positives from this game. Made the Sri Lankans work hard to reach a smallish total. That'll be something that'll be giving them a bit of confidence going into the next match. Look at this. Talking about confidence, you need to go across and sweep the ball with utmost ease. That's what even Shanaka, who's not been there long enough, has done.
अरे भाई मैच
Open your eyes. Let's go.
From the ruins of Zimbabwe!
Just play with soft hands.
Versus spin boundaries. Russian white ones there. Plays on track to this small run chase. Even when you think of their strike rates in comparison to the modern day cricketer, sitting around that 70 mark. So it's been a night of circumspect, something unusual when it comes to ODI cricket, which is usually full of flurry. The T20 version of the game has really promoted that, even in the 50-over match.
Even before the Bangladesh team came to this Asia Cup, there was talk about 300 plus runs on a regular basis. But even looking at the wicket, I just don't feel there are gremlins in the wicket per se. It's just the approach and the early fall of wicket.
Regularly now, and I'm not saying even in the first innings, in the second innings. My maths aren't great, but at 10 and over, that's a big total.
Not going to be tonight. Maybe the combined total will be somewhere around 300. 36 done. 145 for 5.
उड़ाने का प्लान है?
हाँ, तुम्हारे होश बोलेरो नियो के साथ होश तो उड़ेंगे ही। 260 mm टॉर्क और मशहूर एनहॉक 100 इंजन के साथ बोलेरो नियो।
वर्ल्ड कप
उड़ेंगे,
इंडिया जीतेगा
260 mm
या कोई और?
और मशहूर
क्या लगता है?
100 इंजन के साथ
कौन जीतेगा? थम्स अप स्कैन करो, वोट करो, कोड
control so far. 22 in 6 overs, the 6th over. You want to ensure that they really have to work hard. Sri Lanka will be content. He's played really to the merit of the ball. 49 of 82 has been an innings that he can be proud of in the sense that's held it together. Backs away, trying to find that single to get him to his 50. It's been very impressive.
Well, it's a very good setup innings for a tournament. It's a condensed tournament and you need to get off to a flyer. Get that confidence high at the start of the tournament, no point at the end. So Sri Lanka do go on to win this match. It'll be a little tick like Pakistan. Pakistan was as well against Nepal over in Pakistan yesterday. Just a tick in the box, early momentum. Get off to a start. If you get behind in this tournament,
for his team, he's just been content to show wickets tumble around him. 85 ball 50 has just given that requirement of keeping it all together, not getting overawed for the fall of wickets. And now they say it's time for the charge. Shimmy down the wicket, gets a hold of it, and Shanaka blasts it to the boundary.
And that's very nice. He is a destructive batsman. If he had it in his mind to arrive and chase down a Bangladesh total, 160 odd would have been the perfect one.
Got to finish the over. That is the 37th. It's 150.
अरे भाई मैच गर्म है पर तुम ठंड रखो।
इतने साल हो गए तुम्हारे शादी को, कभी दो मीठे बोल प्यार के, कभी बाहर घुमाने ले।
That monkey off the back effect when you're at home defending the Asian Cup, it's really
আমি অসংখ্য দুঃখিত কারণ আমার নেট খুব স্লো। তারপরেও আমার অডিয়েন্সকে আমি দেখানোর চেষ্টা করছি ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপটা বাংলাদেশ এবং শ্রীলঙ্কার খেলাটি। তো আপনারা প্লিজ দয়া করে নির্দ্বিধায় দেখবেন। আর আপনারা যারা ইন্ডিয়া ভার্সেস পাকিস্তানের খেলাটি দেখতে চান তারা প্লিজ কমেন্ট বক্সে লিখে দেন ইয়েস। ধন্যবাদ।
Degrees, no deft touches or glances down behind square, but enough on either side of the wicket. That's picked up. That's going a long way. That's going for the maximum. What a flourish. The first 6 of the game.
Well, there was no deft touch about that. That's hammered away. Drops a bit short, does Mehdi. And that's the first one of the match. Rocks back, bang. Deep into cow corner. Big ground. And ideally placed. Look at that. Sailing away into the beautiful night sky.
That's the wonderful mix that he has. He's not sort of going to say, I'm going to finish it in 2 or 3 deliveries. He's content to pay respect to the good ball. He's going to take on the bowler when he gives him a little bit of a gift. Sensible batting. Once again using the depth of the crease very well. And we finish over number 38. 158 for 5.
उड़ाने का प्लान है?
हाँ, तुम्हारे होश बोलेरो नियो के साथ होश तो उड़ेंगे ही। 260 mm टॉर्क और मशहूर एनहॉक 100 इंजन के साथ बोलेरो नियो।
वर्ल्ड कप इंडिया जीतेगा या कोई और?
क्या लगता है कौन जीतेगा? हम सब स्कैन करो, वोट करो, कोड एंटर करो और पाओ मौका वर्ल्ड कप टिकट जीतने का।
अरे भाई मैच गर्म है पर तुम ठंड रखो, स्प्राइट उठाओ और क्रिकेट देखते जाओ।
राशि की स्कूल फीस, घर का किराया, कितनी जिम्मेदारियां हैं सर पे। तुम तो टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस लिए बिना ही चलेगा।
पॉलिसी बाजार पे 1 करोड़ का टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस सिर्फ 430 रुपए महीने से शुरू।
Taking him on and shimmy down the wicket, inside out shot, not the easiest, and some simple gifts to take him racing away and his team to that win, which is coming sooner than later.
Well, the one positive is Shanto. He got 89, good strike rate as well. That's a positive for Bangladesh. Just needed a bit more support, didn't he? Up top, a few changes in the opening combination. Needed to have a bit more in them. Just sort of nothing really. No contributions apart from that one, and that's not good enough. You need to have 3 or 4 decent combinations and decent partnerships, and they couldn't find it tonight, Bangladesh. And what that means is you really only need one partnership, which we've seen from a batting perspective, chasing. And had they been chasing even 250, say, even if they were 20, 30 below par, it would have put pressure on the home team here, Sri Lanka, under what's been quite leaden skies, an unusual weather pattern up here. Salanga, both sides of the wicket, loves to tug to that onside though. That's his specialty. In fact, it's pretty much the specialty of all the Sri Lankan batsmen. They love to hit the square of the wicket on both sides.
More in hope than an appeal from Tuscan than any conviction. Umpire not at all interested, but I think they've gone upstairs for a little bit of a review. And why not?
That smile pretty much says it all,
director. We have a player review for LBW, given not out on field. Check the front foot, and it's a fair delivery. If you can have a look at front on, please. Okay, just drop that back, please. Through. Okay, can we just have a look at all trades to confirm that there's no bat involved there, please? Okay, flat line all the way through to the pad. And ball tracking when ready, please. Pitching outside off, impact in line, wickets, umpire's call. Okay, we'll go back to Paul on field to stay with his original decision of not out. You're on screen now.
Well, even he's got a smile on his face. The smiles all around, particularly with the supporters of Sri Lanka. And afford to smile. They had a few periods of time when there's a bit of tension, but these two have done exceedingly well. Sometimes you get that extra bit of bounce. Tuscan did. He must have been hoping that the bounce could have been a little lower. Got the ball on target.
He needed to be more like you and my height, I think. When you're a big tall boy and you hit the wicket hard like that, generally speaking, on this wicket up here, it's going to go over the stumps. He may be a little different in Pakistan, though. You hit that sort of length and it's very, very rarely going over the stumps there.
bowlers have got to just adjust to the conditions very, very quickly. A lot of travelling, and with the different kind of nature of wickets. It's warmer in Lahore, I understand, compared to the lovely weather we have here in Kandy. But that's going to take a toll on their efforts. A lot of fine-tuning to be done. Shakib Al Hasan will be hoping there's a little bit more grip from the wicket. There hasn't been enough purchase off the track as expected as we moved on to the second part of the day. It just played reasonably right the way through.
Probably lucky, actually, for Shakib, because both his dismissals have been through straight ones. Ball's just going straight on, hit the stumps. Odd one has grip, but you're right, it hasn't. Return, good shot, whipped away, loves that shot. A little flick off his legs. Nasalanga starting to put the foot down.
Sri Lanka have done it. They've won by 5 wickets. Very, very convincing win. The most consecutive wins for Sri Lanka in ODIs was in 2023. That is 11 consecutive matches. Wonderful prowess shown. Bangladesh have had a very difficult day today. Haven't really been able to put the runs on the board, allowing the Sri Lankans to dominate right from the word go. And as I mentioned, very, very convincing when dignitaries of the Asian Cricket Council enjoyed this Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, which Sri Lanka went very clinically and comfortable. Occasions that you happen to see in the field, good understanding between the two teams. Good to see.
वर्ल्ड कप इंडिया जीतेगा या कोई और?
क्या लगता है कौन जीतेगा? तुम सब स्कैन करो, वोट करो, कोड एंटर करो और पाओ मौका वर्ल्ड कप टिकट जीतने का।
अरे भाई मैच गर्म है, पर तुम ठंड रखो, स्प्राइट उठाओ और क्रिकेट देखते जाओ।
Good bowling performances for a start, setting up the match.
Yes, indeed. I think it was the clever use of a combination of pace and spin early on by the Sri Lankan skipper that paid off dividends straight away, with particularly Tiksana really boxing the batters. This is the winning hit. Some cool short delivery and swung around to the deep left square leg boundary for the winning run. Very, very convincing performance here by the current Asia Cup champions at home. They're given some trouble and initially in the innings, but they brought over that trouble very nicely. And the think tank, the support staff, everyone very pleased with this complete effort from Sri Lanka.
Yeah, 5-wicket win for Sri Lanka to get their Asia Cup off and running in some style. Heaps of overs left. Run rate is not that high from the get-go. So very convincing win. Set up well with the ball, and then with the bat, convincing Samarakarama, 54, and Asalanka, the stars of the Sri Lankan batting performances, and then a handy little contribution right at the end from skipper Shanaka. Not really a lot of pressure on them at all, was there, in that small run chase? It was pretty much at the start, 3 for 30, that's where they got themselves in some doubt, but that rebuild quickly from Sidira and Asalanga was fantastic. Did everything required through the middle phases when Bangladesh were taking the pace off the ball with Mehdi and also the captain Shakib Al Hasan. You see those run rates there, not quite the same as what the Sri Lankan bowling's. They're all going for sort of 4s pluses, which wasn't quite good enough.
Let's go down to Sanjay for a flash interview.
Very fortunate to have with us Sadira Samaravikrama. Wonderful innings, and When you came in, Sri Lanka 2 down for 15, so it was slightly treacherous at the moment.
Yeah, it was not easy at that time because we were at 2 wickets down early. So my plan was to bat positive, but at the same time to continue my batting because we need a partnership. So I did the basic things right.
There's one thing that was very noticeable about your batting was the free stroke play that we saw from you at the start of the innings. While some of the other batters weren't finding it that easy, conditions weren't ideal, right, for batting?
No, the batters can't, it's not easy to bat in this wicket because we saw the wicket is not easy for both teams, spinning and bit slow to the fast bowler. So, but I just back myself and play positive, that's it.
One of the things that we all loved was the way you drove off the front foot against the fast bowlers and then also played super pull shots. So are these two sort of shots part of your game, have always been part of your game?
No, I've always back my strength. That's my strength in batting. So normally cover drive and pull shots. So I work hard for that. So in any situation, I'm backing my strokes at any time.
Well done. Congratulations on the win and well played tonight.
Thank you.
Well
thank you.
Very happy and satisfied supporters of Sri Lanka coming to this wonderful ground, Pallekele International Stadium, just outside of Kandy. The rain in the middle really disturbed the proceedings. And just going to go over and back to Sanjay Manjrekar talking to the losing captain.
কালকে ইন্ডিয়া এবং পাকিস্তানের খেলা আছে। কারা দেখতে চান প্লিজ দয়া করে আপনারা সবাই ইয়েস লিখুন প্লিজ। যারা ইন্ডিয়া এবং পাকিস্তানের খেলা দেখতে চান প্লিজ দয়া করে তারা ইয়েস লিখুন। আর যারা আমার ইউটিউব চ্যানেলটি সাবস্ক্রাইব করেননি সবাই সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দেবেন আর কালকের খেলাটি এনজয় করবেন আশা করি আপনাদের মনোরঞ্জন করতে পারবো আর যারা আমার ইউটিউব চ্যানেলটি সাবস্ক্রাইব করেননি সবাই সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দেবেন আর
here at the Pallekele International Cricket Stadium, starting at 2:50, and that is the big match that everyone's looking forward to in a couple of days' time. on the 2nd of September. We're all looking forward to that tussle, rivalry, the big rivalry. All right, so that's it from here today from us. Just come back shortly for the presentation.
আমি আবারও বলছি, আগামীকালকে ইন্ডিয়া এবং পাকিস্তানের খেলা আছে। কারা দেখতে চান প্লিজ দয়া করে জানাবেন। সবাই ইয়েস লিখুন, এখনই ইয়েস লিখুন। আমি আর 2 মিনিট লাইভে আছি আপনাদের জন্য। বাংলাদেশ ভার্সেস শ্রীলঙ্কার খেলাটি লাইভ করেছি, তবে প্রথম থেকে লাইভ করতে পারিনি বিকজ নেটে খুবই বাফারিং, তো এই জন্য লাইভটি করতে পারিনি। আমাদের সাথে 2000 মানুষ জয়েন আছে, তো প্লিজ আপনারা সবাই একে একে আপনাদের ইয়েটি জানিয়ে দিন, কমেন্টে জানিয়ে দিন আমাদেরকে। আর কালকে ইন্ডিয়া ভার্সেস পাকিস্তানের খেলাটি আছে, সরাসরি দেখতে হলে আলতাফ হোসাইন অফিসিয়াল ইউটিউব চ্যানেলটি সাবস্ক্রাইব করবেন, সাথে থাকা বেল আইকনটি অলে সেট করে দেবেন যাতে আপনাদেরকে দুঃখিত, আমি যাতে সরাসরি আবার খেলা নিয়ে লাইভ চলে আসলে আপনারা যাতে আমাকে দেখেন। আপনাদেরকে যারা কালকে ইন্ডিয়া ভার্সেস পাকিস্তানের খেলাটি দেখতে চান ইয়েস লিখে দিন। হয়তো দৈনিক করতে পারবো না, বাট চেষ্টা করব। আমার যত অডিয়েন্স আছে যারা আমার এই ইউটিউব চ্যানেলটি ফলো করেন, চেষ্টা করব দৈনিক লাইভ করার, খেলা নিয়ে লাইভ করার। আর যারা আমার ইউটিউব চ্যানেলটি এখনো ওয়াচ করছেন প্লিজ দয়া করে আপনারা যারা আমার চ্যানেল ইউটিউবটি এখনো ওয়াচ করছেন প্লিজ আপনারা গিয়ে আমার চ্যানেলটি সাবস্ক্রাইব করবেন, আমার চ্যানেলটি ঘুরে আসবেন। বিকজ কিছু রিজন বশত আমি ব্লগ করতে পারি না, কারণ এটা হচ্ছে একটা ব্লগিং চ্যানেল। তারপরে চেষ্টা করছি আপনাদেরকে বিনোদন দেওয়ার, আনন্দ দেওয়ার। তো আজকের মতো বিদায়। আমি আবার বলছি যে কালকে কারা কারা বাংলাদেশ ভার্সেস এবং ইন্ডিয়ার খেলাটি দেখতে চান তারা প্লিজ দয়া করে আবার জানাবেন আমাকে। আমি দেখতে পাচ্ছি পোলে আমি একটা পোল দিয়েছিলাম, সেই পোলে বাংলাদেশ জিতবে কিনা সেটা জানানোর চেষ্টা করছি। যে আজ পোলে 54% মানুষ বলেছে বাংলাদেশ জিতবে, আর 46% মানুষ বলেছে যে শ্রীলঙ্কা জিতবে। তো এতটুকুই। কালকে না, আমি কালকের কথা বলি নাই, বলছি যে যেই কমেন্ট করছেন ব্রাদার, আমি কালকের কথা বলি নাই, যে বলছি যে ইন্ডিয়া ভার্সেস পাকিস্তানের ম্যাচটি আপনারা কি দেখতে চান কি না সেটা জানাবেন প্লিজ। এখনো দুঃখিত, এখনো 1200 মানুষ আমাকে এখনো লাইভ দেখছেন। দুঃখিত, আমি একটু আবার রিফ্রেশ করি। দুঃখিত, এখনো 1200 মানুষ আমার তো সবাই ভালো থাকবেন, সুস্থ থাকবেন, মোস্ট ইম্পর্টেন্ট সবাই ফুর্তিতে থাকবেন। আল্লাহ হাফেজ, আসসালামু আলাইকুম ওয়া রাহমাতুল্লাহি ওয়া বারাকাতুহু।